Welcome to the Vintage Motorcar Festival here at the Klingberg Family Centers in New Britain. This is an incredible event. Happens just once a year right here in Connecticut. By far some of the most unique vehicles, some one-of-a-kind vehicles. At this year's show, a lot of Connecticut vehicles. That's right, Connecticut vehicles. Vehicles that were actually built here in Connecticut. We'll be showing you that, as well as meeting all kinds of incredible people, incredible cars. But what's really amazing, it's not just about the cars. The cars are just a small part of what it's about today. It's about the kids. At the Klingberg Family Centers, they're all about bringing families back together, restoring families. So how do these people restore cars? Well, at the Klingberg Family Centers, they're all about restoring families. You're going to meet some amazing people. You're going to see some really cool cars. But if you really want to find out more, learn about the Klingberg Family Centers. Now let's go and take a couple of rides.
This is the driver of the Black Beast, Howard Kloplick. Howard, tell us a little bit about your involvement with the Black Beast, and why is it called the Black Beast?
It's the Black Beast. It was called the Bête Noire when it raced, and it was one of the most powerful six-cylinder race cars of its day. It raced in the 1909 and 1910 Vanderbilt Cup races on Long Island and won the races. And then in 1911, it was on the first Indy 500 race. It was one of the favorites, but it broke a bearing and finished 33rd.
This was actually in the Indy 500, the first Indy 500.
This was in the first Indy 500 in 1911.
Now, how do you go about gathering these people together? How do you get the word out? How long does this process take to pull the show together?
Well, getting these folks with these cars, this has been several years of asking who knows who. Anybody know of a Corbin? Anybody know of a Pope-Hartford? And so it's taken years, really, to connect with these people. And it all culminates today.
You know, you never know who you're going to find here at the Klingberg Vintage Motorcar Festival. Wayne Carini of Chasing Classic Cars. Hi, Wayne. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Good. And you brought one of your cars along, huh?
1948 Davis. They made 13 of these cars, and there's only 10 left. And this is the 9th car that they built, and the only one with a flathead Ford V8 in it.
Okay, now I heard this gets some very serious gas mileage.
It does. You know, 3 wheels, you know, it's less friction. But it's a great car, removable hardtop, and a guy, Gary Davis, designed and built these cars, and got put out of business and before he could get going. So there's only 13 of them and 10 left.
Now, where did you find it?
I found it in California. It was owned by Nicolas Cage at the time, yeah, and it was in a restoration shop being worked on, and he decided not to go through with the restoration, and I bought it.
Now, with all the other things you got going on, how do you still find time to take your car out? And I know you got your dad with you today. How do you find time to squeeze all this into your schedule?
Well, you know, when you got such a great thing as this show here at Klingberg, you know, it's such a great charity, such a great event. Where are you going to find all these brass cars? I mean, you know, I brought a weird car, 3-wheel car, but I mean, look at the brass cars. All these cars that were made in Connecticut, Pope-Hartfords, Locomobiles, Corbins, Trumbulls. I mean, it's just great stuff. And Mark has put on a fantastic event, and he's worked very hard, and it shows.
So tell me, what makes this Corbin so special?
It's beautiful.
It's a Corbin, right?
It's a Corbin. 1909 Model O. One of the features I love is that cover in the back, which protected the rear seat passengers from getting covered with dust. The kids, of course, all think it's a modern spoiler to keep the rear end out, but actually it's a dust cover.
This year's Vintage Motorcar Festival, the 18th annual, is all about Connecticut-made cars first and foremost. And of course, the Pope-Hartford is made many, many years ago. And here with us to talk to us a little bit about the Pope-Hartford is actually a man who says, we'll talk cars with anyone. Your name is?
Jerry Chase. Yep.
Jerry, tell us a little bit about the Pope-Hartford.
Well, a lot of people, I just explained that to another fellow, a lot of people don't realize that Connecticut was almost the Detroit of the United States. Colonel Pope came in and he had the bicycles, and he had the Columbias, and he had the Columbia cars, he had the Pope motorcycles, Pope Trudune, Pope Waverly, Pope Hartford, Pope Toledo, and he was really going. Pope bought the Selden patent from Selden, which was a car made in Hartford, and everybody started to have to pay patent rights to Pope. And there was one fella that decided that he wasn't going to pay any patent rights. His name was Henry Ford.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it got to court, Henry was so huge there was no chance that he'd lose, and that was the demise of the Pope dynasty. They were made, the Pope car, Pope-Hartford car was made from 1903 to 1914.
You know, back in the day, it was all about taking your car out and doing a little touring, driving around, enjoying the day, maybe pulling over to the side of the road, sitting back and setting up a little picnic perhaps, and that seems to be what's going on here today. And with us are
Frank
and Pat, right?
And Pat, that's correct.
Now, Pat, tell us a little bit how you and Frank got involved with these automobiles.
Well, actually, it was a few years ago, just before Frank went off with the Army to spend a year in Kuwait, that he decided to buy an antique automobile on the internet.
So he bought an antique automobile before he left.
Exactly, and he left, and one day a truck pulled up at the house and dumped the car in the garage, in the driveway, and some neighbors helped me push it into the garage, and from then on, we have been in the model car business.
So, Frank, tell us a little bit about what the car is and what you've done to it.
Okay, well, this is a 1910 Model T touring car, and as a matter of fact, it just had its 100th birthday on the 9th of June, so we had a birthday party for it. And basically, the car is pretty much the way you see it when we acquired it. We have done some things to it and made some improvements, but we like to take it out on the road and drive it, and as I said earlier, we drove it here today.
Now, what was it that got you involved with this particular vehicle? Tell us a little bit about your history with the history of the car.
Well, mostly because I like this era, very nostalgic, and I've always wanted a Pope because it's one of the most important cars, and particularly Connecticut built. And by 1915, they were out of business.
Back in 1910, Al, what kind of person would own a vehicle like this?
This would be a very wealthy person, and you paid extra for your headlights, your side lights, your clock, your speedometer, your searchlight, your horn, and your top, and your spare tires. So by the time you're done, you had $5,300 tied up in it, which was about the value of 6 houses for the average man.
If you don't come to this show, then you haven't been to a show. I mean, this place is, the people are great, the cars are beautiful. I've been all over the country. I've been to Florida, New York, and I'll tell you right now, there isn't anything that comes close to this.
All right, we're here with Malcolm Prey of the Prey Collection. Malcolm, tell us a little bit about the car that you brought here today.
This is a 1937 Delyhaye. It was the first time I saw the car was at the New York World's Fair in 1939.
1939?
1939. We had a big World's Fair in New York. First one after the Depression. As an 11-year-old kid, I went and saw things like television and fiberglass and exciting things we'd never seen before. But at the French Pavilion, there were a group of French cars, and this Delyhaye was one of them. I collected pictures of the cars, I drew pictures of it, and I acquired the car 45 years ago.
45 years ago?
1964. There was an ad in the New York Times for Delyhaye for sale. I went out to Long Island, guessed it was the same car, didn't matter, I bought it, and it's been in my collection ever since.
The Klingberg Vintage Motorcar Festival. There's nothing like it. Hey, if you get a chance, check us out next year. If you'd like more information, go to klingbergautoshow.org. Great car show, but more than anything else, a fantastic organization. It's all about helping the kids. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.